Hi, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Kazan Academy. I'm Deanna, and today I want to talk about another free resource that's available online that you can use if you're homeschooling your children, you can use for yourself, or even if you're not homeschooling your children, you can share this resource with your kids because it is an amazing way to access classical music. I came across this in an Open Culture article by Colin Marshall, and we'll put a link to that in the description below. It is the International Music Score Library that began in 2006. They currently have over 123,000 works on the site. Now there are 440,000 different musical scores, and musical scores are the sheet music and the different arrangements of the sheet music that have been created over time. Now sometimes you'll have a newer composer that will go and create a different arrangement, whether it's a different tempo or a different key that the music is in, and so that's why there are 440,000 of these, but only 123 works that are represented. There are over 15,000 composers that are represented in all of these works. You can even download and listen to the works being played by over 400 different performers, and these could be symphonies or orchestras or even individuals or quartets. So why is this important? Well, there has been so much research done on the benefits of classical music. If you have anxiety and you listen to certain types of classical music, it can really soothe that anxious feeling and kind of minimize what's going on in your nervous system and brain. There's also been research that listening to classical music while studying or having to focus really helps your brain focus as well. And even more studies have been done on the advantages of playing classical music to babies in the womb. So even if you're pregnant, playing classical music has advantages to the baby. So those are just some of the benefits to listening to classical music, aside from just pure enjoyment. Now, there are some activities you can also do if you're homeschooling your children using this particular resource, the International Music Score Library. And so if you have a child who plays music, you can download different arrangements of the scores and you can have them compare and look at the arrangements. Sometimes this will even tell you little insights into the time period in which it was created. For instance, in the Baroque period, the notes tend to be a little more deep. They tend to be a little more somber or a little harder. But the next time period in the history of music is the Rococo, and that is based on lighter, kind of fun, springy, birds chirping music. And if you look at the scores, you can see the timing and the notes and how they're different. Now, if you don't read music or your children don't read music, you can do these same sorts of activities by downloading or listening to some of the music that's available. So you can find something from the time period of the Baroque in the 1600s and compare it to the Rococo in the early 1700s. And then if you're talking about the period of Romanticism, you can play different types of romantic music. Romanticism occurs in the 1800s, and this is a much more individual time period where there aren't as many rules on how to compose music, but people are doing their own thing, and this is a great thing to explore. Now you can take this music and then you can compare it to the literature or the art being created. It's a great way to have a complete understanding of a particular time period, to see all of the culture and the materials that were created in order to give a fuller picture if you're studying history. And here at the Kazan Academy, we love compare and contrast. And so what we would do is we would take music and art and literature from the Baroque, and then we would have the student compare it to music, art, and literature from the Rococo and just see the differences and then understand the history, what's going on. The Rococo is the time period leading right up to Revolution. And so by listening to the music, you can really imagine yourself in that time period. Whether you're listening to a little country dance or a really large symphony or even an opera, you can just envision yourself in this room or in this situation, and it just makes history come alive, which is something we always try to encourage here at the Kazan Academy. We'll put a link down below for the International Music Score Library. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying our videos, please share them with your friends, hit that notification bell, subscribe, like, We'll also put links to our social media in the description below. Have a great day, and I'm off to work with some classical music.